Welcome back to MadTech Extras. We're still covering email masteries. In this video, we'll continue our talk about doing settings in Gmail and how to best set up your Gmail settings to make you more efficient and effective in the work that you do. So let's get back to it. Again, your settings button is this gear-like tab over to the top right-hand side of your Gmail screen. We're going to click that and we're going to go to settings. Now, these are some of the settings that I want to spend a little bit of time on, and I'm going to jump back and forth just a little bit on this. So the first one is changing your button icons. I see a lot of people who keep their button labels as icons, but they don't always recognize what those icons are rapidly. I'm going to highly recommend that you turn those button icons into text. And what happens when you change button icons into text is that when you click on any individual button, you'll see exactly what that button does. So it will say archive, spam, delete, mark as read, snooze, move to, etc. Whereas when you just have those buttons as icons, let's just quickly switch that over. You'll see, let me see if those changes. And then we're going to click a message. You see the buttons are a little less intuitive there. And so you waste precious time, probably a few seconds every time that you're trying to do something, trying to remember which button does what. So that's one of my recommendations is switch those buttons to text, save yourself a lot of time and energy trying to figure out what those buttons mean. The other thing that we recommend is turning off mail notifications, or at least reducing mail notifications. So here in desktop notifications area, what you want to do, for me, I turn them fully off because it works best for me on my desktop. I don't need them. I have a limited number of notifications for Gmail on my phone, but on my desktop, I don't need them. I go into Gmail and kind of plan sessions. Like typically, I'll do about a half an hour to an hour of email in the morning. A little bit more around like the lunchtime or when I have a break around lunchtime. And then again, I'll try and do like another hour of cleanup for the day before I leave from work. And that's what I do, and it makes it so that email isn't a constant distraction for you. So again, another setting that we highly recommend. Now, right above that setting is Smart Reply. Some people hate it, some people love it. I personally love it. Smart Reply turns on. I don't actually use it on my desktop that much, but I use it highly when I'm replying to stuff on the smartphone. It will basically make suggestions of replies, and when I'm on my iPhone, a lot of times if I'm traveling, if I'm walking things, I don't actually want to be spending too much time on my phone. I want to kind of pay attention to what's going on around me. So I will do Smart Reply. So if somebody suggests a meeting date and I think that's fine, I'll just click the button and it says, Wednesday sounds great, let's do it, and things like that. So you'll get your own mileage through it, and you can do them on your desktop as well, but I enjoy them a lot. Another recommendation I'm going to do is, if I can find it, is basically the send and archive. Here it is. I'm going to recommend that you turn this on if you're going for a clean email box. You don't want to leave all of the emails that you've responded to in your inbox. And a nice way to get them out of your inbox in a single step is to use the send and archive button. And basically, if you do that, whenever you reply to an email, it automatically archives that email as well. And it does give you an option if you want that email to stay in your inbox, but it makes it an option as opposed to the default. So highly recommend turn that on. Yeah, and so those are what I consider three pretty strong things. Button labels to text that will speed you up. Send an archive that will save you like little increments of time every time you send a message. Smart replies will allow you to respond more rapidly to things that don't need any additional details. And then you just want to just save those settings, and then you're good. All right. So next up are going to be talking about labels, and then from there filters.